What's going on over there? Unforgivable. This is unforgivable. Do you understand what I'm saying? The movie is late. It is the same level as bad as the plane arrived late. But the movie... What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time. What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there is no emergency, please return to your seat. Yeah, LeBlanc is a Karen. 100%. 100% LeBlanc is a Karen. Do not tell me what to do. I need not to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet? If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now. What? Nonsense! Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken. Merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more. Fine. Suit yourself. That's right. I got my weird finger gun for you. How's this for a finger gun? Are you ready to shoot? I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator. It was when the needles in my pocket pointed. Thank you, Cat Spa. It was when the needles in my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and 12. The body was discovered 50 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at the time, must be the criminal. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusion seems to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me. So, my eyewitness testimony. If you think you can destroy it, then come, let me see. Hurry. Do I look like a man who is having time to wait for you? Yes, you will wait for me. Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow, and fast. Yeah, it's got a nice bracelet there. Okay, let's see, yeah. The only person allowed at the time must be the criminal. So I think it wants this. Objection! It doesn't want that? Wow, it doesn't want that. Okay. Shut up. Hold it. That is the most mistaken way of thinking I've ever heard of. No, no, no. Your silly opinion is what's mistaken. Please calm down, both of you. In a sense, you are both mistaken. Well, if that isn't the pot calling the kettle black, then I don't know what is. Certainly has a lot of confidence in his testimony. Push comes to shove, I may need to press him for more information. Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time? Of course I saw what was inside. And you are sure that the victim was in the elevator alone? Yes, the only person inside that was Mr. Hicksman. The last outburst is a little too important to let go. Okay, is this what it wants now? You know, it's the same kind of thing. The game is logic sometimes. Sometimes it makes sense to object on a statement and it doesn't work, and you get a different statement that works, and like, it's the same thing. It's the same argument. Mr. LeBlanc. What is it? There's a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There at the spilled grape juice. Yeah, and? Will you admit you spilled it with the blood? No, I spilled it. It spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is a set of grape juice footprints. Footprints? Yeah, so ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? Can you please translate for us? What is with her eyes? That's not creepy at all. Not creepy at all. No way. That's totally impossible. I guess is what he said. No way. That's totally impossible. I know there was a person there. I saw it with my own eyes. If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. But then what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? Ugh. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. He's always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me. And I clearly saw into the elevator he was entering. But I swear, there was no one else inside. No one! Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down. What? Do you dare you two have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? See, he's definitely being a Karen. Because, like, please calm down. What are you talking about? I am totally calm. How dare you tell me to be calm? No, not at all. Please forget what I said. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. Alright. Hold it. I think we need to press this and get him to mention the time stuff, because it doesn't look like Hicks had a watch. Why were you so attentive of the time? Because something unforgivable was happening. Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was given a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Turn back to my time and money. You understand your point. Movie. Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? Mm-hmm. But my one issue with this, it doesn't specify AM or PM. Like, I'm guessing, like, the first 6 is AM. So a movie should have been starting. A summary of the plot in its start time. Interesting. They were supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Mime, and Murder. Cannot see the movie in my country. Can only see it on international flights. I look forward greatly to that movie. I checked my pocket watch whenever possible so I wouldn't miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong. It matched the schedule. But the movie was still late. Very, very late. Hold it! Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about that, if it's all right. Hold it! So what's this movie you mentioned? Is it the one listed in the Sky magazine? Yes! I was so looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, Mime, and Murder. Miss Teniro, was the movie shown on this flight? Yes, it was shown at the scheduled time. So his watch is off. Got it. So if his watch was off, it could have been an hour off. So Hicks could have gone in the elevator at 5, and it was a whole hour difference. Is it possible that you simply stepped through it by accident? Nonsense! You doubt me? No. Now stop pointing to me like that. Odd. How did he miss a movie that he was clearly hoping to see? I checked my pocket watch a great number of times. That much I know for sure. Oh. 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 Objection! Here we go again, missing the obvious contradictions. I literally read it earlier. All time shown from the departure time zone, not the destination time zone. Mr. LeBlanc, you said just now what you just said in your testimony. I even set my pocket watch at a destination time when I came on aboard. Now, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. Yes, and the correct time it's worse is 6 cents. I would like you to take a close look at this. If you believe the Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Mr. Teniro, Miss Teniro, for the confirmation's sake, what time zone is our flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point. That's right. I was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zhengfa. But we didn't readjust the onboard clocks at that time. So right now, we're still running onboard Ginny in time. What? The time difference between Borginia and our destination is 9 hours. Ooh. Ooh. So if it was set to its destination time, we don't know which way we're going. We don't know if we're going west or east. So it's a 9-hour difference. He's saying it's 6. I'm sure it's like going forward. So with him saying 6, I think it's really 3. So it means a whole 3 hours before? Question mark? Unless we're just completely messed up with time. The body was found at 6:15. But if 6:15 is not the actual correct time that we're supposed to be going off here, that creates a bunch of problems. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. What? Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast compared to the flight's onboard clocks. Okay, so yeah. So when his clock said 6, it was really 3. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1,000,000 cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 a.m. My 1,000,000 cents! This should clear up all of the remaining accusations. So this basically widens the time frame of the death, right? Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of death could have been anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. Wait. She's dozing off. Is she okay? The question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing? I've got something to say. And you are? Yeah, oh. I'm Cammy Melee. I'm a flight attendant. And what is it you wish to say? Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Kami? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in a seat at 5 a.m., you know? What? How can we be sure of the time? Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point. The stop we made for refueling and the cargo transfer in Zhangfa, correct? Yes. It was from 4 to 5 a.m., according to our clocks. And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any new ones board this flight? No. Not a single person got off or on in Zhangfa. What about the flight crew? A few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off. But eventually, everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane. So basically, I can assure that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind. Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you that Mr. Ackby Hicks was there in his seat when he took off again at 5 a.m. Alright then. That puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m. Okay. Now, what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left Republic of Zhangfa. Ugh. You were here the whole time, from 5, yes? Then you are the only one who could be the killer. Still no. Mr. Edgeworth? Were you really here in the lounge the entire time from 5 onwards? Unfortunately, yes. But then how do we explain the footprints? Is that not obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in the lounge, waited to kill him. They put the corpse into the elevator. That is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken. But what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the 2nd floor does not matter. Because the entire incident concluded here in the lounge. Everything happened in the lounge. Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc? Do you have another idea? I simply feel that there is something out of place in the scenario you presented. Is there something that can tie this crime to a location other than this lounge? I mean, it could also be this. I'm probably gonna go with this. It's a murder weapon. They had to go to the in-flight shop at some point.
Take that!
The murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, and is not displayed here in the lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious?
Such a trivial point. It only means that you prepared it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. It doesn't prove that you are innocent at all.
Let us just ask the staff at the in-flight shop if I was there. How about that? That would be the easiest thing to do. Just like, hey, let's go ask the staff that was working in the shop. Hey, was this guy here and did he get one of the piggy banks? Staff says no, problem solved. We're not the killer, right? Is there no way to win with this man? If I may.
What is it?
You see, well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says.
Oh? And why do you know this so well?
Well, it's just that. That piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes. And when was this? It was maybe around 5:40 a.m. Isn't that just before we hit the patch of turbulence? That's right.
You were in the shop just before the turbulence?
Yes, I was. Come to think of it. Well, Mr. Nero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door. Yes, I did. And what is beyond that door? That's the flight attendant's room.
Then you were on the 1st floor.
Yes. I had to do something at the shop. In flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then the flight attendant's room. Are you saying that you passed by me at some point? Yes. You seemed really into the issue of Sky Magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there.
Why did you go to the shop in the first place?
I went there for a work-related matter.
Work, you say?
Yes. The upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities.
Why did you not say anything about that until now is what I want to know.
In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Shall we head over there then?
Hold it.
What is it now?
Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda?
Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. But I've already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're alright. Huh? That's weird. What is? Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all. Is she going against the captain's orders? What is the meaning of this, Miss Tenero? It means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said that you had permission to search all over, but you don't. And yet here you are.
You, flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull a sheep over us?
Captain's calling out for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I've already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way. Miss Tenryro, why would you do such a thing? Please excuse me. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you'd follow me, I will be your guide from now on. There's something about Miss Tenero that's piqued my curiosity. But right now, investigating the inflate shop is my top priority. Oh my! So this is the inflate shop. It's quite a mess in here. You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then. Hold on! You can't clean up a potential crime scene. Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much. I mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. There's a very good chance that the killer has paid a visit. Inside this display case is rows of lifesavers and life vests for sale. We sell all of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when there's nothing going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one? I sense that this shop is one shopper away from being sued. Beautiful flowers and a beautiful arrangement. I feel cleansed just by looking at them. Well, when you're kind of stepping on a few of them, you know, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, excuse me. That was rather careless of Edgeworth to just be stepping on those. What are these? They're suitcases, Edgeworth. What do they look like? Well, those are our company's complete original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight. But in the real world, you try them buy. No way. But either way, it doesn't really matter. True. Either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they boarded a plane? As a souvenir, duh! Anyway, see that? Anyway, see that? Look at all the Captain Ugo heads painted on there. The cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you? It's certainly making for something jump inside my stomach. Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined taste. You look like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was going to finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done, though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay?
I never showed interest in it to begin with.
It's really pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? The suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda.
Miss Teniro's designed this.
Yeah, it was a company-wide contest.
Well, it does have a very sharp design sense.
Sharp? Like a stinky sharp cheddar, maybe? I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so bleh.
Miss Teniro designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected.
You okay?
I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Melee. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has got to be a safety violation.
Oh, that's what the wheel marks are. We need to look at the wheels, can we?
Here, I'll put it back.
Here, I'll put it back. Oh, you can see it. No, you look. You can see that wheel's red. And also that wheel has a stopper. Ho ho ho! This wheel is at the scene of the crime.
There are all kinds of luxury name brand merchandise for sale in this display case. And they're lined up in just such a manner as to scream, "Buy me," to any passerbys. Stuffed toys just like this one, the one Melee is holding, are on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly.
How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? No, you want one too. They're great for when you get stressed.
Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? The glass from the display case's door is shattered all over the floor.
And it's shattered out. It's not shattered in, it's shattered out. That is weird.
And it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Wait, actually, I think there is something. What is this? A mini captain's hat.
Is the hat supposed to be on this? Is the hat supposed to be on the piggy bank?
There's a wide selection of souvenirs on sale in these display cases.
You know what I'd suggest?
Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip.
Okay then, how about you buy something for me then, as a present?
I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything.
I've had my eye on that pennant for such a long time.
Then try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and when we'll talk.
Okay, what do we got? I think I'm right on this. I think the hat is supposed to be on this. Boom.
The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from the display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it?
Yeah, really?
Don't tell me you don't know what
what things go where in this shop.
Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So come on, how should I know anything?
I sense a further inspection of the display case is needed. I don't think these could, in a sense, be connected, but I don't feel confident enough in it yet. There is definitely something unusual about this.
About what?
The killer had broken the glass to get at the Captain Ugo's bank. There should be shards of glass inside the case itself.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I guess it'd be like that.
However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case.
Nope, there isn't.
Which means that the glass was broken from inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over the turbulence and right through the glass.
Yeah, that does kind of work. Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor.
And I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at that time, too.
Yeah, that's nice.
Which leads me to believe the killer took the Captain Ugo bank from here after the turbulence.
Did she fall asleep?
Take your power naps at your own time, Miss Melee, and listen to when I'm talking.
Eh?
When the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules out the piggy bank as the murder weapon.
So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake?
Yes, at this point it's very real possibility.
Then what if when the killer went to take Captain Ugo, they broke the glass by accident?
The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely.
Yeah, but there's one person who could have.
Oh, and who would that be?
Probably Miss Teniro. Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the only one in charge of this place, so she has the key to everything.
Miss Rhoda Teniro, huh? There's not a single piece of glass inside the case. Which means that the glass was broken from inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence, right through the glass. Which leads me to believe that the killer took Captain Ugo after the turbulence. But that would also mean that the piggy bank could not be the murder weapon. Yugo Airlines related book lunch in this shelf. The history of Yugo Airlines. The future of Yugo Airlines. 7 wonders of Go You. Fight on, Go You Airlines. Working name, Yugo Airlines. Yugo. You! The titles make it very clear that they won't be making the top sellers list anytime soon. For security, there's a lock on the display case. Miss Melee, if I may ask you about this lock.
The one who's in charge of the shop is Miss Rhoda, so she's got the key to all the display cases.
I see.
Oh, I bet you want to buy something. You want me to get the key from her?
No, that's all right. Is this the same man as the one portrayed in the statues by the elevator?
Yeah, that's a paperweight of the founder of Go You Airlines, Mr. Ugo Hughes. On the bottom shelf, we have the cute one. The middle shelf is the realistic one.
Wait. On the bottom shelf, we have the cute one. Middle shelf is the realistic one. Wouldn't the bottom one, what's on the bottom right now, be the more realistic one? Top shelf, we have the floral one. Floral. Are you sure about that? Let me guess. You said the first thing that came to your mind, right? Looks like I hit the bullseye. I think these might. I shook so much that it made a mess of the shot. And this can be rolling around. Yes, there's definitely something wrong here. What's with the yelling all of a sudden? Tell me, Miss Melee, do you think there is something strange about these suitcases? Oh, well, sure. They totally is strange, like the color and such. That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention. You're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. Ahem. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper. Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? I guess they take after their creator. Then again, that's not what I meant, Miss Melee. Don't you find it unusual these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind. I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. I wonder if Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she'd heard what you just said. What's wrong? She makes a good point. It'd be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I spotted something that's not quite right. What's so unusual about this suitcase? How about the wheel?
Take that!
There's something very peculiar about these wheels.
As in...
As in, there's no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbines would have sent it flying.
And?
And so, it is very likely that this suitcase was placed here after that turbines. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? What's this? The wheel is completely covered in something. This color and scent. It appears to be the substance in question. It's grape juice. But why would there be grape juice on the wheel of the suitcase? Is there more? This was apparently designed by Miss Tenryou herself. The design has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. Yes, perhaps that's the best way to put it. $1,200? A $1,200 price tag. Not exactly priced by someone with a conscience, I'd say. Would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. Oh. A piece of cloth, and there's also something else in there too. It's a bloodstain or something. Piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood.
It's blood.
It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all. Oh, explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with some murder? I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used his suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps. Eh? Are you just talking about the cloth, then? That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used in the suitcase to transport is... probably the weapon, right? Or did he move the body?
Take that!
Something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? So is it going to be... is it going to be the flight attendant? Did he die in here and he moved the body to pin the blame on Edgeworth? But in light of this, I'd say Mr. Hicks was moved to the elevator from someplace else. Which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location. You're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it? Exactly. What is it? Nothing. Just that I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here before for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap up here and return to your seat. I understand his sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course. Is that your only condition? Then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth. She's very cooperative all of a sudden. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over to everything together. I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge. And I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet regarding what Miss Melee reminded me about Mr. Tenero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. Oh, there's still a lot left.